We got given the assignment to build research and produce a video to raise awareness on something of our choice.
My project is based around the context of cyberbullying. I'll produce a 3-minute video that will bring awareness to the outcomes and victims to bring messages and values across to the viewer, making them alert of facts and figures.
Shall we start?
Yes.
The aim of my social action is to raise awareness, as although the topic is addressed a lot, it's still an ongoing thing in today's society.
I look deep into primary and secondary research so that I can market my video correctly.
The information I will gather can enable myself to identify my target audience, find out what they think about my ideas for my project, and gather insights such as their personal experiences as cyberbullying victims to help target right individuals.
Primary qualitative research involves collecting data, for example, research subjects or experiments. This allowed me to gather a better image of my target audience and what I could use within the video.
Focus groups are small groups with roughly between 6 and 8 people in them. I aimed to do a total of 3 focus groups, as I would then have enough information to analyse and work with.
Focus groups are part of my primary research, which means that it should have all the answers that I want first before I start the rest of my research.
In general, overall, most people who attended my focus groups had been a victim of cyberbullying. They often are mentioned that there is not much help with solving the issues online, and many told me that teachers don't raise awareness in schools as much as they could do.
My quantitative research included the survey and questionnaire. My survey and questionnaire was completely anonymous, as I felt more people would be comfortable answering if they knew that it wasn't aimed at them specifically.
I gave my class a questionnaire to fill out, which included questions such as, which sites do you use regularly, and have you ever been bullied on the internet? If so, what was the reason behind it?
My survey included similar questions, however, as it was based online, it enabled an audience to be much larger, giving me a total of 142 responses in just 2 days.
Wow, that's a lot! Filtering through the answers gave me the opportunity to gather personal thoughts and engagements that will fit into my research.
I used Google Form, which is an anonymous survey, allowing me to send out a short URL to all my social networking accounts, giving my friends and followers the opportunity to fill out personal questions without identifying themselves.
As recommended, it should take the user less than 5 minutes to complete. This can be achieved with about 10 questions or less, usually so that the person taking it doesn't get bored and lose interest towards the end, giving me inaccurate results. Wouldn't want that.
No. My survey had a total of 9 questions. This would give me enough information as I need to find my target audience.
After analysing the answers from my focus group, questionnaire and survey, I began to find and define my target audience.
My target audience I have identified for my video is aged 13 to 17 year olds, going through or starting secondary school and college.
It will be targeted at all genders, sexualities and ethnicities. The focus group told me that individuals felt harmed and threatened by other users from the internet, as they felt they were going through that period of their school life.
One reason I felt this may be the case is because they are young and vulnerable. One reason I felt this may be the case is because they are young and vulnerable, and people may feel like they can be targeted easily on the internet.
Young victims of cyberbullying may relate to the video, as it presents a life through a girl waking up, dreading the day ahead, becomes verbally abused through social networking sites, and ends up ending her life because she cannot take it anymore. It's sad, but reality.
I want my audience to feel shocked and sad when they watch the video. I wanted it so they feel like they need to share it around and make others aware of this particular subject.
Secondary research,
also known as desk research,
involves the summary, collatation and/or synthesis of existing research. To gather the secondary research, I decided to put together particular sources from the internet so I could potentially use to find the information to see if I could relate to for my project.
To begin my secondary research, I started finding out more about cyberbullying by searching for videos and sources on the internet. YouTube was very useful in this case, as it had documents and other interesting content that I could use to show my focus groups.
I decided to research the Ofcom coverage of sexual and other offences in the UK involving under 18s, as I am including some very detailed self-harm scene into my video. I wanted 2 versions, one with a little detail which is designed for under 18s and one for over 18s, which will include a lot of more gory to bring the message across strongly.
Violence and dangerous behaviour. Section 1.11 explains that violence, its after effects and descriptions of violence, whether verbal or physical, must be appropriately limited to the programs broadcasted, but watershed, in this case television, or when children are particularly likely to be listening, in this case radio, or must be justified by the context.
After doing all my primary and secondary research, I am now able to identify my target audience, information about personal cyberbullying experiences, and everything else of what I should include into my awareness video.
To summarise my research project, I have put together 3 focus groups, a questionnaire, and a survey so that I can make up my mind up on the target audience. I have done my secondary research so that I can learn more about cyberbullying in order to create an effective and informative campaign.
To conclude, I'm going to use the information I have gathered from my research and put it into my campaign.
My campaign will be a short film with the story about a college girl being cyberbullied, to the stage where she decided the best way around it is to commit suicide.
I want to bring the message to others that there is a way through it, and the figure will eventually drop if more people are aware of the facts that I will mention throughout the film.